Hello everyone, and welcome to another video. I know it has been a really long time since I last uploaded content for you guys, so I apologize. It has been over a month since my last video, and it's not because I've been incredibly busy, but it's actually been the opposite, and I've actually had a lot of extra free time with this past rotation that I was on, and I thought that I would be able to use all of that extra free time to make new content for you guys, but I ended up doing the opposite, and I just used it really just for myself to just kind of relax, to make art without the pressure of filming and having to edit and put together something for this channel. So as I had mentioned in my previous videos, I had been on a 10-week stretch of inpatient wards, which are typically 80-hour work weeks, and then after that, I transitioned to a month of doing outpatient clinic stuff with our pediatric developmental clinic, and it was just so nice to be able to take a break for these past 4 weeks, especially because I went from 80-hour work weeks to a typical like 8 to 5 or 8 to 4 schedule. So that put me at about like 35 to 40 hours per week, and I had my weekends off, and it was just so incredible to go from 80-hour work weeks to like 35, 40-hour work weeks, and to get like that additional like 40 plus hours of free time, which is crazy because I know the typical person, if they're working full-time, that's on average like 35 to 40 hours per week. So I was pretty much working the same hours as a normal person, but I think because I've been so used to doing 80 hours per week, like it was just crazy to be like, oh my gosh, I have 40 extra hours every week, and it was just so much free time, and it felt so nice to be able to take a break. But at the same time, as I'd mentioned, I was really bad about making new content. But on the plus side, I did try a lot more live streaming. So for those of you who follow my Instagram, you might have caught me doing a few live streams on there. And I also used the free time to kind of update my Facebook banner with the latest, I guess, like business card information, because mine was quite outdated, and that was done digitally. So I did do a live stream, I think once or twice here on YouTube, just to try it out. And that was a lot of fun. But all of that is to say that I finally have new content for you guys, so I hope that you guys enjoy this video. So in this video, I am coloring one of my original characters, Aru. I have mentioned him before in previous videos, especially during my OC series, which I had done a few months ago. So I will put a link to the video that was featuring him down below in the description, as well as on the upper right hand corner of the screen if you guys are interested in learning more about him and his backstory, his personality, and all of that. As you've probably picked up, I am using the Prismacolor Col-Erase colored pencils to color this piece. I had mentioned in my previous videos that I was interested in trying out these colored pencils, even though I already have the Prismacolor Premier colored pencils, which are kind of like their artist grade, like high quality colored pencils. But at the same time, I still wanted to try these Col-Erase pencils because I feel like so many artists use them and they really enjoy them, and I kind of wanted to give it a try. And I just gotta say that I have loved working with these colored pencils. They are definitely different from the Prismacolor Premier colored pencils because these are more like student quality. They're just your standard colored pencils, and then they have that extra bonus that they are semi-erasable, and it's just been so much fun. I honestly cannot remember the last time that I drew with pencil. I've mentioned before that at this point I almost exclusively use mechanical pencils when I am sketching, and I use colored lead when I'm doing so. So initially I was kind of on the fence about whether or not I wanted to get these colored pencils, because I was like, well, I already use colored lead with my mechanical pencils, but they're actually quite affordable, and I ended up buying the 24 set, and I am so glad that I did, because these have been such a joy to work with, and it's so nice to be able to go back to using like a traditional, like, real physical pencil, if that makes sense. And I didn't think that I would miss using something like that so much, because I've really liked using mechanical pencils. They're very easy to work with. I don't have to worry about sharpening or anything like that, but it just felt almost nostalgic to go back to using a real pencil for sketching. And then there's the bonus that they're colored, so then they automatically just add color to my sketchbook. So it was really nice, and I am super excited because I just finished my ELO sketchbook, so I'm looking forward to doing a sketchbook tour and being able to show you guys all of the doodles that I've been doing for these past 4 weeks, and just how much fun it's been to kind of see all of my spreads of just rough sketches, but like with the color, like it just makes it pop and just looks so nice. So I decided that for this piece that I'm showing in this video, I would try coloring with these colored pencils. I mean, I see a lot of artists use them for sketching purposes, but they are still colored pencils, so I wanted to try and use them for that purpose. And as you've noticed, the majority of this video will be sped up just because I don't think it's very interesting to watch me use colored pencils, especially because it is a very tedious process, with the point being very small and then you're trying to color in like large areas. But these colored pencils do perform really well. I mean, granted, they are not as vibrant or as creamy as the Prismacolor Premier colored pencils, but they still just, they go on so smoothly and they blend so nicely, and it was just a nice break from what I've been doing with my art previously, and to kind of change it up and go back to like very basic, like colored pencils to color a picture. So hopefully you guys are enjoying this process. Again, this is my character Aru, which if you are familiar with Aru, you probably noticed that he looks different in this piece, and that's because I decided to draw him in his human form this time, which I don't think I have ever done outside of his initial, like, original character reference sheet. I've never drawn him in his human form, and I think that's because whenever I draw him, he's just a lot more fun to draw from like a design perspective, in his original like demon dragon form. But I wanted to do something more fancy, and kind of dress him up in a nice suit and then not worry about all the details of like his wings and all of that. So I decided to just go with his human form. And basically with his human form, so as I had further elaborated in his feature video in my OC series, he currently lives in the human world, and so he does have a human form that makes him easier to kind of blend in with the general human population. So his color palette is kind of flipped. So if you recall his original colors, he has the blue hair with the silver white strands, and then he has kind of like these golden brown colored eyes. And so then with his human form, his hair color is that golden color and the brown like mahogany, and then his eyes are blue. So yeah, it's just really fun to be able to draw him this way and to finally kind of see him in his like human form. At least for me, like, it was fun to do. But yeah, so that kind of brings us to the end of our video. I hope you guys are doing well, especially because it's been a really long time since I got to talk with you guys. So hope everything is going all right. I hope you guys continue to stay healthy, and I will see you in the next video.